Hey everyone, this is a little lesson on how to use Google Music Lab. Before we go on the computer, I'm going to show you what I've done on the paper here, just to get us ready for it. So here you can see I've drawn what I think it will look like in Google Music Lab. We have two phrases. One is an A phrase and one is a B phrase. What that just means is that one phrase is like this and the other one will be different. And I'm planning on having the shape look like this. You'll see down below there are ways to create rhythms in Google Music Lab. So the first one you see here is a ta rhythm. So to show that, you just show one block and then an empty block. And then for ti, you have two blocks. And then for rest, you have no blocks, but for two. We can practice doing that with a rhythm sheet here. So you can see our first rhythm here is ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. So in order for you to show that, you have to show the first block, and then the second block empty, first block, second block empty. And then you'll hear ta and ta. And then for ti, ti, ta, you'll have two colored blocks followed by one colored block. I've written some other rhythms down here that we can try practicing. So for ti, in order to do that, you're going to have to color both these blocks here, and then no space for the next rhythm. So that's ti, 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 ti. And then for ta and ta, we have one block, space, and then one block and a space. So if we were to put that in Google Music Lab, it would sound like ti, 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 ta, ta. Let's try another one here. One block, then a space, then the rest, nothing here, nothing here. Ta, one block and a space, and then the last one, ti, ti. And then I'll try one last one here. You can see it's kind of like Lego blocks. You're trying to piece together the rhythms. You're trying to take the rhythms as if they were Lego blocks and connecting them together. So for ti, you got two color blocks connected to ta, which is one colored block and then empty. Ti is connected with two color blocks, and then rest is easy. We just have empty blocks there. Now I'm going to take you to the website and we'll try putting some of these rhythms into Google Music Lab SongMaker. Now to get to Google Music Lab, you obviously have to go to google.com and then search up Google Music Lab. And you'll see the first result there is Chrome Music Lab, so we'll click on it. You'll see right away in Chrome Music Lab there are many, many pictures and many, many activities that you can try out on your own. For today, we're just going to use SongMaker here, so we'll click on the first picture. So you'll see right away there is a lot of space to fill in a lot of notes. And since we've done a little bit of work practicing how to use the grid, we can enter in notes. First, let's just kind of test our knowledge of the grid. We'll put in a rhythm like ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. So in order to do that, we'll click down here maybe, and we'll go ta, which is colored space, then empty space, ta, colored space, then empty space, then ti, two colored spaces, and then ta. So if we play it, we should hear something like ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, or a little bit faster probably. So pretty easy. One thing I'm going to show you is if you were to put blocks into any of these other spaces, you're going to notice something special for those of you who've taken music class with me. Now it sounds a little bit like Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But you'll see right away that each of the colors here is different for each one of those notes. And I'll give you a second to think about what those colors are. Those are the Boomwhacker colors. So if you remember, red is do, or the note C. Orange is re, or the note D. Yellow is mi, or the note E. Light green is the note F, or fa. Dark green is the note G, or so. Purple is the note A, or la. And pink is the note B, or T. I'm going to try to use that paper that we worked on as reference to create our melody. And I'd like you to guess what melody it is. You'll probably be able to figure it out. Have you guessed what it is? Here, I'll play it for you. So if you guess Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, then you're right. So you'll notice that the rhythms for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star are ta, 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 because we have a colored block and then a space, and then ta, 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 and then rest. Ta, 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 and then ta, ta, and then rest. And even there, we have a little bit of a phrase pattern. We have the first part of the phrase here that looks like this kind of rhythm, ta, 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 ta. Then the second phrase, which is ta, ta, rest. Third part, ta, 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 which is the same as the first. And then the fourth phrase, ta, ta, rest. What we're going to do next is we're going to go back to the sheet and we're going to take away these notes here and create our own phrases for this section. So now that we've had a little bit of experience creating a melody in Google Music Lab SongMaker, we're going to take one part of that melody and keep it. And then in the spaces in between, we're going to make our own melody. Now you'll see that I've kept the shape the same for the A phrases, but then for the B phrase, it's got to be something different. So I'm thinking I want to do something like this. Something like this will be different. So I'm just going for this kind of shape. And you'll notice that I'm using a squiggly line instead of straight lines for this, just so we can keep it clear that these are the same phrase, but these ones are going to be different. Now for the C phrase, we got to think of something even different than the B. So maybe instead of having my squiggly line start from the top, I might start it from the middle and go all the way to the bottom. So something like that. Now let's go back to Google Music Lab and try that out. So now that we've drawn what we want the B phrase and the C phrase to look like, we can try to draw what we drew on the paper onto Google Music Lab. And then it went kind of down like this, so I'm going to skip and then maybe go like this. And then for the C phrase, it kind of went straight and then it went down like that, so maybe I'll go like something like that. So you can see it still fits the curve of the squiggle that I drew, but I might skip a few just to create different rhythms. So let's hear what that sounds like. We got first phrase that are the same, and then the second and the fourth phrases that are different. Bam, right away we have an original melody. Now, you might still be thinking of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star when you're hearing these parts of the melody, so we could do something like maybe change some of the notes. So maybe I'll go like this, and then like this, and see what that sounds like. So you can hear right away that there's two phrases that kind of sound similar. The first phrase, this A phrase here, and the third phrase, and then two contrasting phrases like this. Obviously, your melody doesn't have to look like mine, but if you follow these steps, hopefully you'll create your own original melody. Now, I don't know about you, but I love hearing rhythm and specifically drums and percussion to go along with my melodies. Down here in these blocks with the big circle and the small circles is where we can put drum sounds. So just to start us out, I'm going to put in our rhythm of ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. And then I'm going to copy that for the next sections here. And let's hear what that sounds like next to our melody. So that's kind of interesting. We've added a little bit of an ostinato pattern. That's a repeating rhythm to each of these phrases, and it kind of makes a little bit of a drum beat. Now you're probably wondering what these lower blocks are. We can make our drum beat sound more interesting if we say take some of these rhythms and put them down here. So I'm going to take this rhythm, put it down here, and then these two rhythms, put them down here, and then I'm going to do the same for the rest. And let's hear what it sounds like. So it almost sounds like something you could dance along to. I encourage you to try out Songmaker and try composing your own melodies. And if you have something that you'd like to send to me, feel free to maybe take a picture of it and send it to your teachers, and they'll email it to me. Something a little bit extra I want to add to this video is other cool things that you can do with Songmaker once you have your whole melody like this. You'll see down here there are different instruments. Like for instance, what we heard up here with our Boomwhacker colors was the marimba, but you can obviously change that to a different instrument. So let's try experimenting with that. So a few different instruments that you can choose for the melody up here. And obviously with that, you can change even the drum beat that you made down here, this ostinato drum beat that you've made down here. So let's try that. I kind of liked the woodwind sound. And we'll try seeing what drum sound fits with this woodwind sound. Got some tempo blocks. Drum kit. I think I'll stick with the electronic drum kit. And then over here you have tempo. And for those of you who remember, tempo means what in music? How fast and how slow it is. So if you drag it up here, this is the fastest it can go. And then you can drag it down here, and this is the slowest it can go. So you can mess around with that and see what kind of speed you want the music to be. Fortunately, you can't make it change without moving it yourself, but if you leave it at one space you like, then that will be your tempo. Other cool things on the side here are the mic feature. And now the mic feature is really interesting. I haven't really tried it out myself. You might need to press some things to get the mic to work. So I have to allow. Oh. So you can see if you sing into the mic, it will be able to put in the notes for you. I haven't quite figured out how to make a rest in here if you want to create a different rhythm, but try messing around with that if you find it easier than clicking in the notes. So yeah, just some extra things that you can try out with SongMaker.